When checking in go wrong in LA. What up? You talking about the reaction slash breakdown video. Y'all been sending me this ever since it dropped 4 hours ago. Checking in when gang targets celebrities. On Hood Politics YouTube, if y'all want to watch the full video. Like, comment, subscribe if you're ready for a breakdown. Let's get it.
Welcome to Hood Politics. In this episode, I will be discussing checking in and gangs targeting celebrities. The facts of the case are as follows. Los Angeles has always been a necessary stop for those in entertainment and sports. Industry giants such as Universal and Warner Brothers have movie studios and record labels based in LA. Sports teams such as the Dodgers, the
Interesting.
Lakers, the Rams, and the Chargers all call LA home, and with LA being the gang capital of the nation, these worlds sometimes cross paths, and when they do,
I ain't gonna lie. Niggas' footwork be making me want to just. Good game, brother.
the results can be deadly. One of the ways to sidestep this issue is to check in. Checking in generally means if someone travels to a city, they should get in touch with a local gang or major street figure to guide and protect them during their stay. In return, the gang or figure can receive anything from money to a feature for one of their local music artists to business connections, among other things. Some view checking in as a courtesy, while others view it as extortion, citing that there is a consequence to not checking in, and if it was just a courtesy, there wouldn't be. When celebrities move to LA, most align themselves with gangs. These connections allow them to remain safe while moving around the city and keeps them from being victimized by other gangs or figures. One famous case involved basketball legend Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was a basketball phenom and is still regarded as one of the best players in NBA history. In the summer of 1996, Shaq was a free agent after leaving the Orlando Magic, and everyone wondered where he would go next. A few weeks later, it was announced that Shaq signed a 7-year deal worth $120 million with the Los Angeles Lakers. Shaq had massive success with the Lakers, and in 2000,
Are you telling me that Shaq got extorted by a gang? Please, let's hurry this up here.
2001, and 2002, he won 3 consecutive championship titles with the team and was named the Finals MVP for every one of those seasons. During Shaq's time in LA, he aligned himself with the Main Street Mafia Crips. Main Street is a gang located on the east side of South Central, and they have always been known as moneymakers. A man named Liddell Rose, also known as Del Dog, was a high-ranking member of Main Street. Del Dog was the true definition of a hustler. He owned multiple businesses, homes, and cars. It's even said that he owned the first Rolls Royce in South Central. He also had a car club called Mafia for Life and a record label called For Life Records. He had deep connections in the streets as well as the entertainment industry, and people like Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, and Steve Harvey considered him a friend.
You go to a guy like Dale when you got a problem and say, look, man, I'm having a problem. I can't get this done because this guy's over here doing this. I can't get this done because that guy's doing that. Dale may know the people that's really in charge of that and put in a phone call and say, hey, man,
Shaq had a close relationship with Del Dog and other Main Street members. Shaq was protected, and Main Street was indulging in business deals and building industry connections through their relationship with them. For years, everything was running smoothly, but things took a turn for the worse. Shaq and his business partner, Mark Stevens, owned a record label called Deja. The two had an agreement with the Main Street member named Robert Ross, also known as Stutterbox. The agreement stated that for every artist Stutterbox brought to the label, he would be given a 50% cut of the profits. Stutterbox claimed he brought Ray J to the label, but was cut out of the deal. This led to friction between Shaq and Stutterbox.
Ray J and Shaq was in cahoots? They were gang members? Shaquille O'Neal, one of the best centers in basketball history, brought Ray J to a record. Mr. I hit it first. I hit it first. He was teamed up with Shaquille O'Neal. Let's get into it.
And the two stopped dealing with each other, but Shaq was still on good terms with Del Dog and other Main Street members. Stutterbox still wanted what he felt was owed to him, so he decided to blackmail Shaq into paying them. Shaq would take women to Stutterbox's house and have relations with them, all while he was married to his wife Shawnee. Stutterbox had security cameras set up throughout his home and claimed that one of those cameras captured Shaq cheating on Shawnee in July of 2007. He threatened to release the footage to the public if he wasn't paid. On Monday, February 11th, 2008, Del Dog and other Main Street members met up with Stutterbox at a Pink Dot convenience store located on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. The group surrounded Stutterbox's Rolls Royce with guns drawn. They then got into his car and ordered him to drive to Del Dog's house in South Central. Once there, Del Dog pistol whipped Stutterbox and demanded that he hand over the tape and $100,000. Stutterbox said that he would get the tape and bring it back to them. The 7 men then took his Rolex watch, diamond chain, earrings, and $15,000 in cash and let him go. After the attack,
Shaq was moving like El Shaco. El O'Neal. He was a crime boss. I never knew this about Shaquille O'Neal. The legend, the GOAT of the center position. Some say he's the best ever in basketball. I say he seems like a thug.
Stutterbox went to the 77th Street Division Police Station. His face was bleeding and his clothes were mangled. He reported the attack to law enforcement, and all 7 men were charged with robbery, kidnapping, assault, and conspiracy. Stutterbox implicated Shaq and Mark in the attacks, saying that Del Dog and the others were acting on Shaq's behalf. He went on to tell investigators that Shaq asked them to commit a list of crimes while they were on good terms. This list included killing a member of the downtown gangster Crips after the member disrespected Shaq in front of Shawnee. He also said that Shaq asked him to kill a woman that he had once impregnated. He also claimed to have been asked to break an NBA player's shooting arm, among other things. During this time, Shaq and Shawnee were in
Shaq was paying gangsters to hurt other NBA players. Please tell me this is not factual. I want to say this is all alleged. Everything that I've watched, everything I've said, alleged. But I believe he just said that Shaq not only was paying to get civilians killed, but he tried to pay to get a shooting arm of an NBA player broken. Holy shoot. Holy. Oh, where did that come from?
the process of divorcing. Stutterbox claimed that he began having relations with Shawnee, and Shaq hired a private investigator to follow them. According to Stutterbox, this added to Shaq's animosity towards him and gave even more reason for him to orchestrate the kidnapping and assault. Shaq and Mark denied knowing anything about the attacks. Shaq said he met several Main Street members during toy drives in South Central, but said he didn't have a personal relationship with them. At the time of the attack on Stutterbox, the FBI were in the process of building a case against Main Street. During the wiretapped calls, they heard Del Dog tell Mark that Stutterbox had went sour and that he had been contacted by the police. Investigators also obtained phone records, with investigators that he was bluffing about having a tape, saying that the camera cycles periodically and the tape no longer existed. During the trial, Stutterbox took the witness stand against the other Main Street members and detailed the attack. The defense detailed Stutterbox's criminal record and labeled him as a liar, using his false claims of having the tape as evidence of him being unreliable. Ultimately, Del Dog and the others were found not guilty. In July of 2011, Stutterbox sued Shaq for failure to honor an oral contract and having him assaulted. The lawsuit was dismissed due to it being filed after the statute of limitations expired.
Saying that the only reason that case was dismissed because of the statute of limitations, not because they didn't have enough facts. Is Shaq a gang leader? Question mark? Only question mark. I only know this stuff to be alleged. Let's keep going.
At around 11:30 p.m., Del Dog was shot and killed near the intersection of Broadway and Century Boulevard. I won't get into the particulars, but I will say that it wasn't gang related and he knew his killer. Stutterbox can still be seen going back and forth with people online from time to time.
I'll grab it in a second.
Regarding the particulars of this case. Another case involved rapper Bizzy Bone from the group Bone Thugs and Harmony. On Monday, January 5th,
Bizzy Bone?
2009, Bizzy visited the Universal Studios Hollywood theme park. During this visit, Bizzy stayed at the Universal City Hilton Hotel. Later that night, he ventured to a nearby restaurant and bar called the Saddle Ranch, where he caught the attention of two women. Shortly afterwards, the women approached him. One of them asked him for a picture, and the two began talking. Meanwhile, the other woman stood a few feet away, talking on her cell phone. The group then went to Bizzy's hotel room, where they smoked and drank. One of the women kept leaving the room to talk on the phone, which initially put Bizzy on edge, but he was reassured by the other woman that everything was okay. About 45 minutes later, a group of men made their way into Bizzy's room. Once in his room, they beat him, choked him, and robbed him of $35,000 worth of jewelry. The group then fled the scene while Bizzy stumbled out of the room and went for help. Using the hotel surveillance system, investigators were able to get footage of the men and the getaway vehicle. On January 10th, the car was pulled over and the driver, a man named Marlo Jones, was arrested.
Listen here, this is too much for me, man. My brain is blown. Say. If y'all want to watch the full video, go to Hood Politics YouTube. It's called Checking In with Gangs Target Celebrities. Like, comment, subscribe if you're liking the reaction breakdown videos. Like, comment, subscribe. I ordered food. I'm starving right now. I gotta go. I'm out. Peace.